Good morning, YouTube. So before we begin today's video, a truth. I've earned more money from blogging than I have from teaching people how to blog and create YouTube channels. That probably comes as a surprise to quite a few of you because this is, our big thing is Project 24 and teaching people how to blog. But it's true because I've been running blogs and YouTube channels for years, but I suspect that number is getting close. So why is it that we never talk about building a portfolio of websites if that's a major focus of our company? When we always talk to you guys, we always say build one site, but that's not what we're doing. We've probably built a dozen sites in just the last 6 months. We're going to talk about it in this video. First, why am I standing in the hall? It's because there's a little show and tell in this video. I just got these photos back. It's kind of overexposed here. But here's some of the photos I printed the other day to put in the kind of hallway of the house. And because I have finally filmed a house tour that quite a few of you asked for. We created a new YouTube channel. It's called Income School Vlogs. It's just the little tidbits and tips that we're getting that we want to share but don't quite comprise a full video. It's just going on the vlogs channel. Everything goes there, including some stuff that's like this, just a house tour, just kind of treating you guys like friends and letting you see a little bit behind the scenes. So go check it out. It's called Income School Vlogs. If you recognize that you might already be subscribed, it's because we renamed Margin. So let's do a little bit of math to understand why exactly building a portfolio of sites is so incredibly profitable. Let's take camperreport.com as an example. We sold it early last year and it sold within minutes of us putting it on the market. So it sold for $321,326 and we're going to divide that number by 37, which is the multiple of the net monthly revenue at which it sold. So that's how much it was earning on average before the site sold. Now there was a little bit of a ramp to get there, but also there was smaller revenue before that we're not even quite counting. So we're going to take this number, the monthly revenue, times 18 to show about how much we earned in the year and a half before we sold that site. So we made $156,000 plus the $321,326 that it sold for. So that site, in a period of, about, 2 years, year and a half, whatever, because there was a little bit of a ramp, that site made just about $500,000. That's awesome. Now, a little bit more math. Let's see what it actually took to get there. So I wrote the first large batch of content on the site by myself, by hand. I would say maybe that's 60 to 80 articles that maybe I wrote. And then we outsourced, and let's say we spent on average about $100 per article. I say on average because some are less, they're response posts, some are more, etc. So when we sold it, the site had 477 published posts. We'll say I wrote maybe 77. So we need to pay for 400. So this is easy math. 400 times the $100. So we spent $40,000 to make $500,000 and did it in just a few years. But that wasn't the only site we were building at the time. We were also building many other sites and a large portfolio that we sold. Selling websites is incredibly profitable. And so, if it's so profitable, why is it that I've continually asked you guys not to build more than one site? Here's why. It's because of the 4-year plateau. When you go from writing content yourself to outsourcing that content and really scaling up your company, 2 things happen over and over and over. And as I have chatted with some of the more successful members of Project 24, this is what we talk about every time. They say it was going great and I was doing so well, and then I started scaling and going faster and faster, and the revenue just didn't follow. What's going on? Well, I did the exact same thing, so this is it. One, as soon as you start to scale, content quality will go down. You are going to write better content for your site than any other human being on planet Earth. And number two is grow and flow creates plateau. I love it when I create a good rhyme. Here's what I mean. For years, I would build up one site. It was growing. Yeah, it's doing good. And so then I start focusing on another thing. Great, we're going to build up a second site. And as I was growing that and taking my attention off this, it would flow out of the business just as the other grew. And so I would grow just as something else was flowing out, and it just created a plateau in the revenue of the business. Oh, this rhyme is just getting too good. I spent about 4, maybe 5 years of my revenue at the end of the year being about $500,000, $600,000, and I just couldn't break it until I learned this one lesson. Every time you grow, you have to have somebody on that job. You have to hire somebody that is in charge of this and watches it and grows it, continues to maintain it while you take on the next thing. And so the real aim of scaling is finding great people that you can build a team to help it actually move forward instead of staying tiny. That's actually why we're creating ContentWarrior.com. We want to help to be part of that team that helps you grow things sustainably because you have writers you can depend on. In about 30 seconds here, this video is going to pass from here in St. George over to Idaho to Nathan, who's going to take you through the rest of this video, and he's going to show you cool behind the scenes stuff of exactly how we manage our portfolio. But I want to leave you with 3 things, and I want you to please remember them. If this is going to be your career, if your goal is to get full-time and to really make this blogging thing your life, then please remember these 3 things. First, you're a soloist. Don't try to scale right now. You learn how to make a successful site. The easiest way that you're going to be able to see that is by looking at your own work. You determine what your writing needs to be in order to rank on Google, your search analysis. Now, it's okay to do some outsourcing to increase the speed a little bit, but you are mostly focused on what does it take and how do I learn how to rank on Google and get the money. That's the soloist phase. When you're ready, you move into the manager phase. You can either hire your own writing team or you can outsource to other writers, and your main goal in this is to see if I can't make this outsourced content as good as what I write, how do I get it to 95% of the way there and still do it very, very quickly? You'll learn that you can't absolve yourself of responsibility for content just because you're paying writers. You still have to put your voice into it. You still have to format. You still have to do your thing to make it great. That is the manager role. Too many people jump from soloist to the last role, which is the scaler, and they are the ones that will plateau. In the scale phase, you say, okay, not only do I know how to build the site and make it profitable, I also know how to get other people to do so. And so now all I've got to do is do it at lightning speed, everything that I did in the management phase. If you'll please carefully think through moving through each of those phases and not jump to scale faster, it's going to save you years of frustration. So let's take a look at our own portfolio back in Idaho.
Jim says that I have to do this in less than 6 minutes. I think I can do it in less than 5, and if I do, I want to see Jim dress up in a T-Rex costume like this and belly flop into a swimming pool. If you want to see that, comment down below and get some likes on this video. Tell Jim you want to see him jump in a pool. All right, timer starts now. We put all of our websites in 3 different buckets. The first one that we have is the build and sell bucket. This is something we're gonna build or buy and then sell it immediately. And right now we have Concrete Questions, Rabbit Informer, Fence Frenzy, Liquid Features, Military Access, House Overhaul, Me and My Goats, and a pressure washer site. I forgot the name. And our second bucket is build and hold. and sell. So in this bucket, we're gonna build it or buy it. We're gonna hold it for a while, work on the monetization, work on some battle shipping of the content, and then we're gonna sell it for whatever we've increased. In that bucket, we have Disposal XT, Fish Tank Setup, and Patent Rebel. And then in our build and hold category, these are sites that we just don't really plan on getting rid of. We have Income School, Suggested by Locals, Cook for Folks, and Backfire. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the organization, but I think it would be better if I draw it out for you. So here's the 30-second rundown of how the Creator Studio is run. First, it starts with me. I do all of the search analysis, I choose the topic, I build the website, and then I send all of that information over to our writers in our Rexburg office. And here I have 8 team leaders, and my team leaders are like my editors. They're the ones who keep the Creator Studio running. They have each 6 writers writing under them, and they're in charge of editing all of their writers' posts and making sure that all of their content is up to quality. Now, after that all happens, we're left with this total capacity of 449 posts a month, and that's with the whole content mix. So that's like almost 500 article websites a month, which is fantastic. Now, our capacity is changing because, as you all know, we've decided to launch the Content Warrior writing service, which I am so excited about. But it does mean that our personal portfolio is going to slow down just a little bit because we're dedicating 75% of our writing capacity to you guys so you can get the same quality content that we are writing for ourselves. Now, all of this leads to the why of the organization. There are reasons why we've done just about everything we have, and it's all focused on quality and original research. There are really 4 main ways that we want our writers to focus on quality. The first is actually just having them in an office. Having them in an office makes sure that we have oversight over all of their work. It gives them a dedicated space where they're actually focusing on the article rather than being distracted at home with dinner or friends or family. It just makes it very easy for them to focus. It also makes it so that our team leads or our editors are there to quality check every subheading, every answer target as they are written. Another thing that we do is that we pay by the hour. Rather than paying by the word, we want to incentivize quality. And so we set a specific length of time that each article should take, and then we force the writers to write for that amount of time. And we don't let them take shortcuts. If they finish in 2 hours, but they're supposed to spend 3, then we give them a list of things that they can do to make the article better. So if someone finishes a post early, we'll give them the optimizations they can do to the post. Infographics, descriptive images, tables, graphs, better formatting, adding more original research by polling Facebook groups and forums and Facebook friends, or calling businesses or professionals that they know in the area that they can call to get questions answered or get quotes from. All of these things add tons of value to an article. With the capacity that we have, we really have to choose which one of those buckets we're going to dedicate our time to. And so I want to talk through my thought process as I go through each of those buckets. So for the build and sell, really we can write that content anytime because we're going to sell it right away. Now for the build and hold and sell, or the buy and hold and sell, these ones actually probably take priority, probably top priority out of all 3 of the buckets. That content needs to be optimized. It needs to be monetized as soon as possible. Because if we hold off, if we wait 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, then we're wasting time where that website could have been making more revenue and where you could have been gathering that data, preparing for a sale. And then the third bucket, the build and hold. This is a bucket where, again, similar to the first, it doesn't really matter when you do it, because let's say I'm going to build and then hold the site. Well, I'm going to put the initial batch of content on, and then after that I'm going to give it some time to rank. You know, that could be anywhere from 8 to 12 months. I have an individual spreadsheet for each site where I can keep track of all of the search analysis, all of the battle shipping, all of the monetization progress, and then I have one master spreadsheet where I keep a list of all of our sites, where they're at, how old they are, how much they're making, what we've just done to them, if we've just added a batch of content, and then the next steps we need to take and when. There's a reason that we do all of this. We run at this high of a capacity, building all of this content for ourselves Well, of course, to make our portfolio larger, but we are testing things all the time. In fact, the new blogging course that's coming out very, very soon was born in the Creator Studio around this time last year. All of the testing that we do starts here. And so with this huge capacity, we can test new things for an elongated period of time and get quick results. We want to help you guys succeed. Project 24 is how we help you do that. We give all the best information we can here on YouTube, but it's a lot of work to get all of our Project 24 course materials done. So if you're ready to take the leap and get your website started today to start building your portfolio, take a chance, join Project 24. We have tons of new resources that are about to be dropped, and go check out Content Warrior. We're about to launch that, and if you can't tell, I'm pretty excited. Now let's get Jim in that costume and jumping in a pool.